everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another vlog. A vlog that I have been umming and ahhing over whether to make, stroke film or not. However, Reolink, come back, ring light from the Reolink. I have decided that I will because a few of you have requested that I do, and I just feel that I do share the highs and lows, and I kind of owe it to you guys to share this low as to... I'm going to get him in and continue with this before he does himself some damage. But basically he is showing ulcer-like symptoms. He's not a happy chappy because he currently wants to come in and have his dinner. But yeah, day-to-day wise, he's not a happy chappy. He's gone from always enjoying his ridden work, always looking forward to being tacked up, and always just being my #1 boy, to being very agitated and unhappy when in the stable, being extremely girthy, being just not himself, very angsty, I would call it. I don't even know if angsty is a word in the English dictionary. It's a bit of a cross between angry and aggravated. But if Rob could just turn around and pan round right now, he is actually currently very angsty. Oh, as you can see, because he wants to come in. And because tonight he's actually having to be starved, which sounds really, really cruel, but it's not, it's for his best interests. I've let him have a couple of hours in the most grassy field that we own. Before bringing him in, he is then going to be in, he'll have his supper, then he'll have an hour or so with his hay net, and then from about 9:30, 10 o'clock onwards, I'm going to get him before he does himself an injury. But yeah, from about that time he is then going to have no food until the morning, and then also no water at all 3 hours prior to the vet arriving. Are you okay? Why are you so aggravated? I know. Come on, coming in. Honestly, like, even this is out of character for him. Thanks, coming in. Okay, I don't know if this is because they are out of routine. Normally they are in by day and out by night, but as I said, he does sadly need to be starved overnight tonight, ahead of being scoped and investigated for ulcers tomorrow. But this is very out of character for both of them. They've both been doing laps of the field whilst I've been getting their bedrooms ready. Dinks, calm down, mate. But yeah, I thought I kind of owed it to you guys to share. Mind your bum. Stop now, that's enough. That's not like him.
Put him in quickly.
Hey?
Put him in quickly, please.
He's not happy.
Put him in quickly.
Good boy, that's better. Sorry if there was a little interlude in the footage there, but somebody, well, both of them actually, were very aggravated about me not getting them in quick enough, which again has been a sign for me that he's not himself, because that is just not normal. Normally he's the most laid back boy in the world to deal with and handle, and recently I'm actually going to stand out the way because at tea time he can get very, very aggravated. Yeah, he's just 100% not himself, and I think when you see them day in, day out, some of the changes almost take a while to catch up with you, if you know what I mean. Like, little changes gradually sort of become a bigger change. And if I'm honest, it has only been the last 2 weeks. So since Swaycliffe, when he was not happy as soon as we got there, in all honesty, I'm not sure if I said that on the vlog or not, but we got there early mid-afternoon. We let the horses settle for a bit, and then Em and I went and rode them, and when we went over to the dressage warm up to ride him, I said to Em, he's just not himself. It's almost like he's feeling like the ground's too hard, He felt all right in walk and trot, but in canter he was very apprehensive about cantering. And then another girl that was also over there was like, it's really slippery, isn't it? And I was like, oh, okay, maybe that's why it is. I haven't studded up. He does have pads in the front. So with pads in the front, they haven't got as much grip. So I was thinking, oh, maybe it's just the fact I haven't studded and he's got pads in and that's why he's finding cantering hard. But he's very aggravated, tail swishy, just not happy and not my Banksy. The next day at in the actual dressage for the competition, again in the warm-up, very, very tail swishy, very tense, very tight. We survived the test okay, but then on to cross country. If you're a follower, you all know what happens, and I really, really do wish I had trusted my gut, because I just knew, I mean, I've owned him 10 years this month, and I just knew it wasn't my boy I was sat on. So I've been monitoring him over the last 2 weeks. Oh my God, Rob, come close. I don't know if I showed this recently, but look. I say that he's getting to the latter years of his prime, and I think that sadly proves it. Look. I don't know if the light will show it. Do you need my phone light? And just cautious, because look how grey he's gone under his forelock. I know, I love you lots. Lots and lots like jelly tots. I'm sorry, I will leave you in peace to eat your last supper, because, yeah, long story short, what I'm saying is he hasn't been himself for the last 2 weeks. It wasn't until I was filming on Sunday that I realised quite how bad he seemed. This is just not him. He's the most loving boy. And, yeah. Upon tacking him up, he looked so agitated, so upset, so unhappy, and just really dull and pissed off, I will actually say, didn't you? You look really proper peed off. Yeah. You did. So we're getting it investigated. And tomorrow, I'm very, very fortunate that I phoned a relatively new vet that opened up, I believe, last year. They're not my usual vets. However, I was very cautious that we are going away next week, or supposed to be. We might have to change that, Robbie. Haven't told you that bit yet. But yeah, we're going away next week. I really wanted him tended to as quick as possible. So I phoned a new vet that a friend recommended, that said they can literally do absolutely everything at your yard. You don't need to take them to a clinic, you don't need to take them to a horsey hospital. They will bring everything to you. So I phoned them literally yesterday. It's currently Wednesday. I phoned them on Tuesday, and they're coming tomorrow, which is incredible service. They're called Dutchy Vets or Dutchy Equine. I'll double check that. Like I say, it's a relatively new company, and a company that so far have been absolutely incredible. I phoned them, they scheduled it in this quickly. They've said they'll bring all the gear here. They've told me that he can eat up until 10 PM tonight. You've got another hour of eating. And then I have to starve him just in case he does need scoping. But they're gonna come, check him over, see what's causing his issues. And yeah, more likely than not, scope him to see whether he has ulcers, because 90% plus of the symptoms that he's showing do lead to ulcers. And I'm actually told, and I've never had dealings with ulcers before, that 60% of sports horses actually do have ulcers and carry on often without showing too much distress, which is actually really upsetting, considering we know a simple ulcer in our mouth can cause so much pain. My husband is currently looking like he's in pain holding the camera. It's not a heavy camera, but he's feeling like it is a heavy camera, and he also wants to go inside and have his dinner. So I'll end my waffle. I'm glad that Dutchy Vets or Dutchy Equine could fit him in so speedily. I'm hoping, and I'm pretty sure, that they're going to let me document the process of discovering what's up with him tomorrow. And like I say, when I looked up ulcers in horses on YouTube earlier over the last couple of days, I couldn't find a lot. So that's partly the reason I'm doing it. I can't say I massively want to do it, but I feel I kind of owe it to you guys. If 60% of sports horses have it, it might be something that you do deal with in your horsey lifetime, and if I can help in any little way to make your horse more happy and comfortable, then I'm happy to do that. So gonna leave him, like I say, for an hour now. We're gonna go inside and have our dinner. I will then take away all food, and then thankfully, like I say, he hasn't had to go to a horsey hospital or equine clinic. He gets to stay in the comfort of his own home, and tomorrow we will get down to the bottom of what's going on and why he's Not a happy chappy. Time to go and extract the food. Come on, Doodle, you can go for a pee too. Come on, darling. Good girl. And I've actually decided, upon speaking to Robert, consulting with him, that I think, oh goodness, I expected a light to come on. Why is no lights come on? 2 secondos. Why is no lights come on? I'm not used to coming out here at night. As I say, their routine is normally. Oh, I get the whinny. Oh, my darling. Did you give a little wicker? Oh, yeah, their routine at the minute is normally in by day, wow that's bright, and out by night. But if he's out, I can't restrict his eating, can I? Hey baby. I know, I've been watching you on the camera, you haven't been eating much anyway because you were out in the nice field all afternoon. I thought if I get him fat and full, then he'll feel satiated, is that the word? Prior to bed. I am actually going to be mean, this is what I was saying, I've discussed with Rob, and take Dinks's Hainer out too, so that Banks can't hear him eating overnight. And if it's safe for Banksy to starve overnight, I'm sure it's safe for miniature Shetland to starve overnight. And it won't do you any harm, will it, you little fatty? I mean, to be fair, that's why I have been bringing them in by day as well, to make sure that little legs over there controls his weight, which, touch wood. Oh, you have eaten a fair whack actually, mister. Wow, so he came straight in from being in the grassy field, ate his dinner, then ate the majority of that hay net, has done one poo, and now you are chillaxing, so hopefully you will feel content. You're a bit happier than you were earlier because you were proper aggro. Nothing in that pocket. There is, it's a bit off a lid of something. You can't eat it, darling. No. Oh, at least you are a bit calmer though. You were crazy earlier. So crazy, Robbie even turned the camera off. I'm not sure what he recorded and what he hasn't. But yeah, remove this, even though there's not much in it. I'll have to remove that from the floor as well. Pick up the poo. And then I'll see you in the morning, where I'm actually going to be switching him from his stable to Dinks's stable, because I have, I was going to say electronic, automatic waters, rather than have to drain that out. Because Dinks's is too high, he doesn't use an automatic water, he just has a bucket. Oh, must take that bit of hay out off the floor too. But yeah, I'm going to put Banksy into Dinks's stable, put Dinksy into Banks's stable, and then I don't have to worry about him having access. Oh yeah, 10 o'clock every night. If you're in, you do a pee and I catch it in a bucket. I'm too busy taking your hay net down to get a bucket. Yeah, I don't have to worry about emptying his... What am I trying to say? I'm getting so sidetracked. Emptying his water, because 3 hours prior to them arriving, he's not allowed to have any water either. So no food for 14 hours, but no water for 3 hours. Oh, my darling. Hey, right, let's get that poo out. Get the bit of hay, or remainder of that haylage off the floor. And then in the morning, I'm going to do my very best to avoid you as much as possible, because you're quite demanding at breakfast time, aren't you? And you're going to wonder why you aren't being fed any brekkie, and you're not going to be very happy. So the bare minimum contact until the vet arrives. And as I say, I just need to 100% confirm she's happy with me to film the procedure. And yeah, share with you what we find. Hopefully we get to the bottom of why you're so glum, my boy. Quick little update this morning, guys. We've done a stable swap. And when I say quick, it is going to be super speedy, because I don't want to spend much time out here. I don't want to wind him up any more than he actually is. I've popped his massage pad on to try and keep him calm. But like I say, popped him into Dinks's stable because I need to take his water away 3 hours before as well. And Dinks doesn't use automatic water. He has a bucket in his stable. So I've popped him in there. Thought also it's a bit of a change of scenery. Pop this one in here, and he's already had a roll. You can't see over this door, I'm afraid. And yeah, I'm yet to muck out. As you can see, he is agitated because it's breakfast time. So I am going to stay out of the way and try my best to just see as minimal of him as possible until the time that the vet gets here. Apologies, I did start editing a bit of the video last night, and as I said, I'm also still in two minds as to whether I will share this or not. But yeah, the quality was awful. I've actually resorted back to my phone for a minute because Robbo's filming on that other camera. Do you know what? I think phones are just the way forward. But yeah, it was horrendous. Anyway, it's my duty to do bins today, so I'm going to go and do this and keep myself busy until the time comes that Julie, the vet, Dutchy equine vet, there we go, I almost got it right yesterday, arrives.
Does he get regular massages or
chiropractic? Yeah, with Sam Churcher.
Yeah.
Boy, and he loves them. The lip starts going and the tongue starts going. But yeah, he said he's feeling the best he's ever felt, in all honesty. He's really dopey this morning, which is nice. I thought he was going to be aggravated.
Yeah, sometimes they can be a little bit fed up and grumpy.
Yeah.
Like a little bit hangry.
I did put his massage pad on for a while earlier, just to...
They don't understand, that's the problem. That's the way though, isn't it?
He loves having the ladies around him, that's the trouble.
You show your parents your true style.
I was going to give him a good groom before you came as well, but I was like, no, I don't want to come in and pee him off. I just leave him alone. Leave him alone, Tina.
It's often the best, isn't it?
Yeah. So he can be prone to his back legs filling out a little bit if he's been in overnight.
Not too bad.
No.
Good boy.
Good boy, darling.
Walk.
Banksy.
Yeah, you come back from there, Tina, that's fine. He's got a nice walk.
Oh, yes, yeah. Good boy. You may be going straight.
I might take you when you pop away to go to one side.
Bit rigidity in the middle.
Then like camber in the middle doesn't work.
No, the right looks a bit better, doesn't it?
Yeah. Right, if you pop away and then pop back to me if you can.
Oh, it is a bit easier that side.
I think he's looking nice and even. He's landing nice and flat. Yeah. You haven't noticed any stumbling or tripping or anything in his rugby.
Yeah, true. It was the front left we had some bruise. But minimal.
Sometimes with these subtle things, if you're worried about something, but I think let's bring him in and
Nala.
stroke him first.
I think he'd let me know if something was
Yeah,
uncomfortable
but
in
I
the
think
saddle.
you know him well enough.
Yeah. What's it called again? I've forgotten already.
Secondary AV block.
Secondary AV block. Thanks, he's got something called that, but it's not a bad thing.
It means he's fit.
It means he's very fit. It's a thoroughbred in him. I'm going to have a listen.
I love how he's had the sedation and then everyone thinks we've got to be quiet.
His heart rate slowed down even more, so you have to just pay attention because he's sedated. Can you hear anything?
Yeah, but I just feel like it's like really infrequent, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's actually more.
Well, it is regular. When you listen, it's usually it was after every second beat after before he was sedated.
Yeah.
But that's just his heart going. Happy. You don't need to take this extra beat. We'll just have a pause.
Amazing. Fit
it, boy, after all your hard work.
No.
Right, Mr. Moss.
Right.
The bit that they tend to dislike the most is when the tube goes up through their nose.
Oh.
This is just to make it a little bit more numb so that he tolerates it a little bit more.
Oh, bless him.
To make it all a bit more comfortable for him.
He's proper zoned out.
Open up his throat that we're going to pass the camera down into.
Okay.
In order to get him to do this, I need his head up.
Oh, steady, mate.
Having a wobble. Up. And chin into chest if possible. So I might get you on this side, Tina, if that's
Yeah,
all
so I can hold
right.
him as well.
He's not going to like this. This
The
is
worst bit.
uncomfortable.
The only bit.
If he flings his head around a lot, it's not uncommon for them to get a nosebleed, and it is really dramatic. So we might have to give him a bit more sedation if he's going to do that.
Pre-warning's fine.
But if you maybe hold on to the side of his head collar, and any of you take that side, we're going to come up and we're going to come in like that.
And try and keep him as still as possible.
Yeah.
If he does risk
One
fight against it.
thing I might need one of you to do, maybe Ailey on this side, is just to try and get him to stimulate him to swallow, is to tickle his mouth like you're putting a bit in, and just get him to swallow.
I really can't though. She's useful, isn't she?
Squeamish.
Good boy, darling.
It's more my brain. It's more.
Boy.
I have to not overthink it, otherwise I.
Charlie,
Yeah.
can I have a hand?
Right, sorry, darling. Good boy, darling. Oh, good boy. Good boy.
Ah, it's a good boy.
Oh, boy. I had a big sigh of relief.
It is horrible. It is horrible. I know.
Good boy.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well done, thanks.
Well done, my
Good boy, darling.
feels horrible.
That's
My head's going to sleep now.
Oh, he's going to get heavier and heavier.
Nala.
There we go, that heavy head.
There you go, how's that?
Not head heavy,
This in now. Okay, you're way now.
You're
No,
right,
no, you're fine.
Absolutely fine.
I will work around. Yeah, exactly. I will work around you guys.
So does this literally go straight into the area it needs to be now? So clever that you can do it away from, like, just at somebody's yard as well. All the equipment.
Is where the stomach enters, and then it curves down, and there's sort of a big loop, and there's a division in the stomach between the pale pink, what you can see kind of on the left there, which is the squamous part, which is the part of the stomach that's not protected against stomach acid.
Okay.
And then there's the glandular part of the stomach, which is the dark pink that you can see there,
Right.
which is where the stomach acid is produced and where that does all of its, good work and breaks up all of the food that's in the stomach. And then this line between the two, which is quite a sharp line, is what we call the margal plicatus.
Called what, sorry?
Margal plicatus. And it's quite common to either have ulcers in the top of the stomach, the bottom of the stomach, or along this margal plicatus, or in all places. Are you thinking we've got something there? So, ladies, I don't know if you can.
Yeah, I can see straight away.
There's kind of like a pink area, a little bit higher than that, Tina. See, there's some sort of red dots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just that, like, yeah,
Area
I
of
can see.
inflammation. There's a couple of little like red, almost like bruises, almost.
Okay. What are the bottom bits then that we can see?
Well,
There's a little bit of thickening there.
yeah. It can be a little bit raised along that line. There's a sort of, it can look a little bit frilly almost,
Yeah.
which can be normal, but I wouldn't say that looks aggravated.
Not
or
inflamed at all, is it? We just got a little bit above it. That little bit of inflammation above, but
So that would be more like a splash lesion where the acid has come up and damaged that surface there. Happy for me to go round?
yeah.
Yeah, I have to say I saw something with stage 4
Yeah.
not that long ago, and that was
Really nice.
riddled. Yeah.
I'm just wondering if that is.
God, it's crazy how you can see so well in there.
bits there.
I didn't realise there was 2 parts. I always
No.
wondered what happens with the acid. Like,
Yeah.
that's
So the acid is in that
Yeah.
watery stuff at the bottom, and it should
Yeah.
stay down there.
yeah.
One of the reasons
Just come back a little bit and just see if I can have a better look at the lesser curvature.
And then those yellow bits that we can see, that's
Well, that's
normal,
what
is it?
well, that's just what we're trying to look at the moment. We don't at the moment. We don't want to put too much water in because we're going to go down and look at the exit of his stomach in a minute. So we'll come back and we might wash those off at the end.
Yeah.
Just need to pump up a little bit more, I think.
At the moment we're just putting air in to expand his stomach.
Okay.
So he's not eaten overnight. So his
Yeah,
stomach is
it's
contracted and
okay.
small.
Good boy, darling. Oh,
He's snoring now.
he is probably going to sleep.
I'm just going to switch these over actually because I think that is going to work really better.
Bottom corner. That's the black of the camera coming in.
Yeah.
So that's the entrance to his stomach. So we're looking back round on ourselves now.
Okay.
It is a really common site where we see splash up ulcers.
Okay.
That looks perfect.
Yeah, what's
Oh, is
there?
there something just slightly underneath?
Yeah.
Do you just... Gosh.
Can you get down or do you need me to move?
Easy
It's
to
clever
move
how
a
you
little
can
bit.
navigate in there, isn't it?
In, yeah. I
Yeah, and
think
the
there
eyes
is
bit.
Oh, there is a
Just
little bit, look,
information.
isn't there, just along that ridge?
So along here.
Okay.
So that's underneath.
Is that what that should be smooth?
Yeah, and
pale.
really pale. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, see how white?
Yeah.
You know, just it's off, just off white.
Yeah,
isn't
look.
it? But just we'll try and get a little bit closer to that if we can. Go on, just keep going, Julie, and I'll just see where it takes me.
So if grade 1 wasn't attended to or picked up, that's when they would progressively get
Yeah.
worse.
The question is, why has he got them? Lily, I might get you to swap sides and just support his shoulder on the other side if you can. We're just starting to kink back, see, aren't we?
Good boy, darling.
Reposition his head. There we go. We come back this way a little bit. So what we're going to try and do now, ladies, is duck down underneath that bridge almost.
Okay.
And go find the exit of his stomach, which is hard when there's that much fluid in there because it doesn't open up quite so much.
Okay. Does that mean I let him drink for too long?
Some
Maybe,
horses
or
just
it's
are
just
they,
slightly delayed
Yeah,
stomach emptying
emptying.
compared to
Okay.
average, you know.
we're going to start to see a black hole. That's not it yet. We're looking for a black hole, which is the pylorus, which is the exit of his stomach, which is through into his small intestine.
So there's like jutty out bits. Are they bits that are normal, or are there bits that you think
The
are
free bits
Yeah.
are fine.
Yeah. On the white edge, that's normal. That's perfectly normal. That's just the change in the different tissue between the top and the bottom.
Yeah, like
Yeah. It's really intricate when you look at
Yeah,
it up
it is.
close. It's
and nothing like you ever see, so it's hard
No.
to sort of
to gauge
figure out what's
normal.
what. Yeah, yeah. Good boy, sweetheart.
Sneaking in at the bottom there.
Yeah.
So that's where the food exits the stomach.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that goes through into the small intestine.
Okay.
Just chill there a minute.
So I was going to try and get you a little bit closer so we see. So this is a common site of ulcers.
Okay.
Often
Good boy.
can be challenging to treat. We don't
Okay.
really know why horses get ulcers in this region. We wonder if it's to do with potentially blood flow to the mucosa, to the surface of the stomach in this area.
Okay. But that looks all
Nothing.
okay.
I think that looks pretty normal, to be honest.
Nothing
There's no,
crazy there
That's
at all.
good.
No.
Good. Good boy, sweetheart.
Right, darling, right, darling, right, darling. I know.
Boy.
There we go.
Oh boy. I know, you see me, can't you?
Still with that.
Oh, that white box is when you take a picture.
Yeah,
Clever.
so if I take a little still, we're taking
Yeah.
a video all the time,
you can study them a bit.
so we can look back.
What do you think up there
There's
with
a
that
little
yellow
yellow.
bit is? Yeah.
Just well, we
Just going to try and get a little bit closer.
Oh, the really bright bit.
Yeah. See where it's just a
Yeah.
bit pinker.
Yeah.
I'll just if I switch this over for
The flush.
flush, yeah. Ailey, can you pass me that blue one?
Yep.
Just
Oh
to see
yeah.
if I can-
Wow. Just to see if stuff
Release
comes
it.
away from it.
Yeah,
I wonder if
just
there's a
to
bit
see
of
if
fibrin.
Maybe it is. 'Cause it's quite. It's
It is
well
a bit pink up
attached.
there.
That's,
Boy.
right, darling.
Oh, darling.
So sometimes when there is a bit of, not necessarily deep inflammation, but
I'm right on it. It's
Yeah.
just not kind of wanting to go, is it?
So so clever that you can do that. But that's the area you said's harder to treat. Yeah. Okay.
We usually treat lesions in this area with injectable omeprazole.
To be 100% honest with you, when I was Googling, I was like, I really hope if it is that they can do that, because he's awful with syringes.
Yeah, okay, so that might be
He does not tolerate
option.
anything.
Okay.
That's come off.
So that's kind of a relief in a way.
It's just
but
a
not.
bit-
But I mean, it's mildly suppurative, isn't it? I think,
Yeah.
because I think that is fibrin sat on the top there. It's taken some flush to
See if
get
I
rid
can
of
come,
that.
Come back. A
Yeah.
little bit. Exit.
It's no real massive. There's no erosion there, is there?
No, there's
It's
no
just-
sort of deep ulcer, but it looks a bit
just-
inflamed.
It's almost like when you get a little graze and you just get a little bit of that fluid that comes off the top of it.
Yeah,
It's not
okay.
like a proper cut or a scrape, but you just got that little few superficial areas of.
The ones that always take ages to clear. Yeah.
And that are disproportionately uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I would say
they didn't even realise how you did it.
Yeah,
exactly. Like letting down your Lilo after camp. That noise is him
Have you seen
now.
those machines you can get now for stand-up paddleboards where you don't even have to pump them, you just attach them? I just want to have a look at his esophagus when he comes out. He choked a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that wasn't very pleasant at all. It was so I thought it was going to pass out. It was so wobbly with it.
Did it clear by itself, or you had to be tubed to pass
No,
the
it
liquid?
cleared. It did clear.
Sometimes we can just have like a little bit of soreness left after that. You might be fine, but we'll just double check as we come out.
Okay. What, and you'd be looking for sort of inflammation for that?
Keep looking at this side.
Good boy.
There we go. I'm in tube now.
Yeah, that's fine. That esophagus is looking fine to you.
Good,
So no
good.
worries with that.
And you're going to have a gander at his teeth for me as well, so I lost his dopey. Oh dear. Oh dear, sweetheart. You've been so good, my baby. Oh dear.
I know.
He says that feels uncomfortable now. It's tickling me.
He's like, oh, that's what I think of that.
Yeah.
Come on. It's heavy, that head. We're taking advantage of the sedation and having a teethy check over whilst he's under. 2 birds with 1 stone, hey mate? Well, maybe 3, because we might have a willy clean as well. Good boy. Oh, you're going to have a nice
Oh, I wonder if I might have left it in my box in my parafluid.
nice brunch and a nice roll after all this, mate. Oh, boy. Good boy. Good boy.
Some ulcers in here, Mr. Man, haven't they?
In his mouth?
Yeah, do you want to come and have a look?
Oh dear.
I might have to get you to put the head torch on, but can you see?
Go on, take you
Put the
look.
head torch on. It'd be easier for you to have a look.
That could be causing him unhappiness as well.
Yeah, so over on his right hand side,
Yeah.
you'll see between the 2 sets of teeth, if I take his tongue. Good boy, give me your tongue. You see where it's a little bit yellow and inflamed on the gum? Just come.
Oh yeah.
Can you see
on
where-
this side, like
yeah,
back here.
Yeah. I was trying to get
Oh,
his
bless
tongue.
him.
Give it to me.
Oh, ouchie.
Can you see there?
Yeah.
So that's just
Just
some
on the one
little-
side?
Yeah.
Can you put Bonjela on that?
Well, if
bit far back.
if we tidy up the sharp bit, it'll probably
Yeah,
heal quite quickly
okay.
by itself.
Okay.
Mouths, horses' mouths do heal very, very
Yeah.
well, thankfully.
I've
So
heard
just
that.
grab that. I'm just going to check he doesn't have any little holes or anything in his teeth.
Good boy.
Just like you're at the dentist.
Oh, I'm glad we've put that on then.
Yeah. So once we get all these sort of draggy bits, you'll hear the rasp sound so much smoother.
Okay, because it glides across them easier. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I meant to get that. But just in case he goes to throw his head up, yeah. You wouldn't want to be head butted by that, would you?
Nice contraction.
Yeah. And is that upper and lower, or?
Upper waist, he's got some sharp bits right at the back on the lower,
Okay.
particularly. He just needs a really good tidy up.
Yeah,
Oh, there's
yeah.
nothing severe. But, you know, you can see they're sharp, but they're not, you know, rip my gloves sharp. And he he's obviously ulcerated on that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to move this kid down. Let's move him in.
And with I say I'm getting a bit older, but with him being in the later years of his prime, is there anything you need to look out for? I know when they're younger, like teeth change, but do they change again when they're older?
Well, they're changing all the time.
Yeah.
He's born with the teeth in his head and they're moving down all the time. So I was checking for the mirror with any holes in his teeth. Like your dentist would check for any caries, for any damage to the grinding surface of his teeth. As he gets older, I know he's a teenager now, but they can start to wear out the grinding surface, and that can start to become quite smooth. It's all looking fine at the moment.
Yeah.
We do find that as we look after horses so well, you know, they're living easily now into their mid to late 20s and they're almost running out of teeth.
Oh, okay.
So that's when we get to that stage, we start to maintain them on mashes.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to give them whole bucket feeds because even though they can swallow hay, they can't grind it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you think sometimes you can't even like break up a bit of hay and haylage.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why it's so important that we have these teeth balanced and comfortable.
Yeah.
So that he can do a really good job of grinding. Yeah. Because I do wonder if that's why he was choking, because he wasn't grinding it for as long as he should do. Because he's swallowing quickly because he was sore. Yeah. In bed for me as well.
Banks is just coming round and waking up, and Nala's just going.
Does that one only go on the street?
Sleepy.
What you like?
I don't need it for
Problem
the
is, I talk to her and then she'll move.
Yeah. You getting packaged up and going home with them,
Are
Nala?
you coming? You could be out in the car with Rocky, Charlie's dog. He's so cute.
Yeah, because he's ditched
I've
me
got
today.
3 crazy mongrels who are not
What a day.
tongue. And just kind of gradually pull it out to the side if you can. Now your job's not so glamorous.
You don't know how strong to be.
They are ridiculously strong, their tongues, aren't they?
Yeah.
Boy, just
Wow, yeah. Good boy, darling.
did really well.
Good boy. Sack the videographer. Just a little overview of what we found, because we did see some ulcers in there, but not hideous.
No,
Not hideously
absolutely.
bad, but would explain his discomfort.
So as we were discussing, this is the stomach that we were talking about. So that's the C-shaped structure, and this is the bridge where we were talking here, where we were underneath. So he has some mild lesions in the top part of his stomach.
Yeah.
So a few small raised, inflamed areas there. And then here, where we were looking at the exit of the stomach, which is the pylorus, he's also got some small areas there as well. Okay. So now we've got to think about how we're going to treat these, and I think injectable omeprazole, a course of injectable omeprazole, which is a weekly injection for probably 4 weeks initially, would be a great place to start. And I'm also going to give you some medicine called sucralfate to add into his feed as well, which hopefully he will eat. Generally pretty well tolerated, to be honest.
A bit of a fussy one, aren't you?
That might be part and parcel as to what's going on here. So I'll write the dosage on there, but I think we start small with that medicine. We give him a small amount.
Is that
and
a
if we
daily
can,
thing as well?
Yeah, twice a day actually. That's effectively acts as a barrier. It's like a bandage layer to these ulcers, so it protects what's healing behind them.
Yeah.
And it might be something that we could use with him in the long term to prevent this coming back. Because the treatment's one stage, preventing it coming back is the next stage. So if you're happy, we'll give him his first injection today. We'll make a plan for the other 3 injections. I can leave you some of the other medicine. And I think we've got to really think about changing his feeding management going forward. So him having, a decent stub scoop worth of chaff or alfalfa, whichever forage.
It does make me wonder, and I think I said that to Red Mills a while back, I almost feel like I don't feed him enough. Because he's such a good doer and he's always got plenty of energy. I feel like I do not feed him enough.
So if he doesn't need kind of the more higher protein alfalfa, then just a chaff, just like a molasses-free chaff, if he will eat that, he will.
Thunderbrooks healthy herbal chaff.
Yeah. So that's absolutely fine. So something like that, or sometimes we have to give them meadowgrass or something that's
he loves that.
not too long chopped, because we want it to absorb that gastric acid, that fluid in his stomach, and act as a raft, a barrier that's going to stop it splashing.
So
up
would
to
that
the top.
potentially be more than twice a day then? Like if you were going to ride in the middle of the day, would you feed him before as well, or would you make breakfast later, or keep his normal feeds as routine as possible?
To prevent the ulcers, we want to be feeding him within 30 minutes of riding.
Okay.
So depending on when you're going to ride, you're going to have to almost adjust his feeds around that. So
or adjust my riding.
Well, potentially yes, but I mean there's no reason why, if he would normally have his Thunderbrooks in the morning, he could just have that at lunchtime, and he could have the other bits of his feed in the morning, and he just gets his chaff beforehand. I wouldn't say all the other parts of his feed, depending on what they are, he needs to have before riding. Just the chaff.
Oh, brilliant.
So it's almost like an extra little breakfast bar before he's ridden, if that makes sense.
It's a lovely way of putting it.
Or a rice cake or something like that.
And again, I guess it's the same as if you go to an event, because still
absolutely.
being ridden, isn't it?
And I would also say the same for things like if you're going to travel, if you're travelling a decent distance, give him a feed before he goes on the lorry, so he's got something in his tummy before he travels, because that action of travelling side to side is swaying and splashing. So, you know, even if he's got access to a hay net or haylage, they often don't have a full tummy before they go on a lorry.
And is that something that they say as well? Are they okay on haylage? Because he has haylage.
I think it depends on how coarse the haylage is.
Oh,
to be perfectly honest.
He has very fine Timothy haylage.
There is question as to whether or not kind of the prickliness of coarse alfalfa or coarse haylage can aggravate the stomach lining.
Because it's sharp.
Yeah, absolutely. So we say, you know, with good doing horses, we're often starting to add some straw into their diet, because there's no calories in straw, it's just fibre. But we wouldn't say just feed them only straw, because that can be quite prickly. But there's the more fibre they have, the more saliva they're producing as they chew, which actually buffers the stomach acid. So it's a really complicated, you know, this gastric acid, gastric ulcer syndrome. It's not a quick fix. We're looking at changing some things going forward. We'll give him the treatment, and hopefully he'll be okay. We often recommend doing this procedure, the gastroscope, again in 4 weeks' time, so you can kind of relax and say, we're all treated, we're done, we're good to go. Whether or not you want to go ahead with that is entirely up to you.
I guess you can also tell in their character whether they've brightened up
whether
and
he's changed
and
or not as well, whether or not he's less girthy or anxious or whatever else going forward. So he's definitely enjoying this little snooze now, isn't he? The other thing I was saying to Em earlier was about ulcers, not ulcers, supplements potentially. Is he on any kind of gastric supplements at all?
He has. I'll show you.
Let's go through the ingredients with that, because those can be quite beneficial.
But I still think
with some of the ingredients that will protect the lining and reduce the pH, so the acidity of that stomach acid as well.
And I would still feel, like you say, after feed, after we check the ingredients, that alongside the other one? Okay, brilliant.
So it
that's
gets
more
a bit
preventative.
Absolutely. So that becomes a long-term thing. Now we know he's prone to ulcers, which is not ideal. He's a sensitive little soul.
Just like his mum.
You wouldn't have it any other way, would you?
No, I wouldn't.
But we've just got to try and prevent them. Again, let's nip them in the bud.
100% that. Well, I'm glad I trusted my gut. You feel a bit odd saying gut when it's gut related.
But it is. And
I knew.
Those little sore bits in his mouth might have contributed as well. So I think now we know that those are out of the picture. That's great. We'll do that again in a year's time, or if you feel there's any other issues there.
We can almost see that yourself, can't you? He's quite good with letting me in his mouth.
You could totally.
That's one area of him I am allowed to touch.
It's just that those ulcers were quite far back. So whether or not you could get his tongue enough to the side for him to open to see, but you could try. With a head torch, he says, "Oh, it feels a bit smooth in there."
Oh,
good stuff. Well,
I can get him a feed now then,
Yeah, let's do that, and I'll get his first injection ready and just warm it up for you.
Lovely. Thank
you.
The reality.
One of the benefits of being a female.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a fair few days later, guys, and I'm just about to take Banks for his first post scope ride, I guess, or post prognosis or diagnosis ride. The vet did actually say to give him, what was it, Friday and Saturday off, and then take him out from Sunday, but it's actually Monday. I thought three days won't do any harm, just to let him fully chill and be a horse for a bit in the field, and now we're just going to go for a mooch. But I can already tell from handling him over the last few days in the stable, literally, he's such a happier chappy, such a different character. I'm so pleased that I listened to him and trusted my gut and got everything checked over, because I knew that he wasn't, that was a fly, I'm sure that was a fly that you were stomping about. I have just sprayed a load of fly spray in here because they were everywhere, weren't they? But yeah, I'm super grateful that we managed to get the vets out and get him all sorted and on medication so quickly, aren't we? You've got a muck on your nose too. You've got feed there because you've had a sloppy chaff. You've got to have a sloppy chaff now, half an hour before you ride, or we ride, half an hour before exercise, should I say, every time, and also half an hour before travelling, especially if it's a longer distance. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased I trusted my gut. Obviously we won't know for a few weeks whether, can't really carry on brushing you and talk to the camera, can I, Banks, but whether the medicine is 100% working its magic. However, he has had the injection form of omeprazole, which I'm sure, I haven't actually watched or looked at any of the footage that Em very kindly took on the day that the vets were here. I've actually just enjoyed a bit of a downtime, bit of chill time over this bank holiday weekend. And yeah, thought I'd get him out today, but I'm pretty sure we did a good sort of overview of what they found and how we're going to be treating it. As I said, just glad that I listened to him and managed to catch it early. I have had quite a few comments on Instagram asking what the cause was or is, but obviously it's very hard to know 100% what has triggered or caused the ulcers. He has had a relatively busy year, especially the start of the year prior to badminton, but he's not done any more competitions than he normally would. However, I guess we had, or did, earlier in the year travel a lot further for training than we normally would. And, oh, Dinkle! We've also, as you well know, to go up to Swaycliffe, we did go in Em's trailer, which is forward facing, and for the last 6-7 years he has travelled backwards contently in the Equitrek. And he was absolutely fine in Em's trailer. Like before the Equitrek, that is what I used to have, but it's a very long distance to travel using different like swaying and muscle groups, so whether that's what triggered it. We did also feed them the same haylage on the way up there so as not to have any squabbling over hay nets. So again, a different type of haylage that maybe he's not used to. And then also, as we said, we have found some discomfort in his front feet, which has grown out now, but possibly could have been from when he went to Launceston with them and lost a shoe mid-course, because we don't know how much of the course he did without the padded shoe on the front. But I'm trying to be as positive as possible that he is feeling a lot better and the prognosis is good. Obviously it's going to require a bit more maintenance to keep on top of keeping his tummy healthy and relaxed and settled. And for that reason, although the lovely vet did say that we would be able to return to full competition work and there was no reason why I should think about I don't want to use the word slowing him down, but doing a bit less with him or travelling him not quite so far, I have decided that for the rest of this season at least I won't be, because we don't need to. We had a brilliant start to the year. I've been a bit unsure of what goals and aims I wanted to have for the remainder of the season. Obviously I'm going to be gutted to miss out on Bicton, because that is always a highlight of the season, but we are very lucky to have had 3 mega runs there the last 3 years. So I will be looking forward to going and being a big top cheerleader for Em over and out, because I am going to get him tacked up now and take him for a little mooch. And yeah, I don't know when or what our next video will be, because as I said, I am going to do a little bit less for a few months because my health and his health needs to take priority, and I think both of us would benefit from a slightly slower pace of life. Wouldn't it, mate? But yeah, we're just going to enjoy being at home a little bit more, spending quality time together and not permanently being go, go, go. Going to take a little bit of a slower pace of life for a few months. And yeah, so I hope you guys stick around. Obviously the content won't be quite as exciting, however, we may find some ways of spicing it up a little, might be the best way of putting that. But like I said, I'm going to not waffle because I'm aware that this is probably quite long already with all the fabulous footage that Julie and Charlie have allowed me to include, which is very, very kind of them. Dutchy Equine Vets, shout out to you. Thank you so much for fitting my precious boy in so promptly. I literally phoned them on the Tuesday and they came and did the procedure on the Thursday, which is just incredible service. Feel very, very fortunate. And yeah, fingers crossed, you are back fully healthy and happy very, very soon. But at the minute, you do seem already so much happier, especially with regards to me putting rugs on. We're yet to find out about putting the saddle on, but once he's had a good brush and a good groom, we will do that too. Get rid of these pesky flies, eh, Banks? Bad things. Did you bad flies? But yeah, you're not fussed at all about me touching your belly, which is nice. That is very, very reassuring. Another splish of fly spray. Oh, I know you don't like it very much. But there's flies everywhere at the moment, mister. A little bit on your cheeks. A little bit of that cheek. And a little bit between your eyes. Now for the moment of truth. Are you going to be upset when I put your saddle pad on? Nope. That's the positive. What about saddle? Hey? Is that okay? I guess the next question will be girth. So hard. You try to be like normal, but equally you do be a little bit tentative because you don't want to do anything that... Good boy. You're like a different horse. Good boy, darling. What are you doing in that? Oh my goodness, you've not even noticed I'm doing it up. Good boy. Not even noticed I'm doing it up. I've done it pretty tight as well. What's in there you're trying to get? Eh? Do you have a super yummy bit in that part? Is there? Oh. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for all your support as always. And thank you, Banksy, for telling me that I needed to listen to you. Mwah. Happy 10 years, boyo.